Hey, Screaming Geek Media here. I'm Jerry the Geek. Today we're going to be talking about Ambulance, the latest Michael Bay action flick on 4K. But before we do, if you like anything physical media related, 4Ks, Blu-rays and whatnot, movies in general, home theater, please check out my other videos on my channel and like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. So we're going to talk about the latest action flick from Michael Bay, Ambulance. Came out earlier this year, 2022, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and I'm going to butcher this name, Yah Abdul Mateen II and Isa Gonzalez. Yeah, I think Michael Bay is in top form here. This is an incredible movie, action-packed from beginning to end, good storytelling. Basically revolves around a guy by the name of Will Sharp. He's actually played by Mateen. He's a veteran. His insurance company won't cover some experimental surgeries his family needs, so he's kind of desperate for money, and then he goes to his adopted brother, Danny, who is played by Gyllenhaal, who basically lives a life of crime, and instead of giving them the money, talks them into going on a big heist with them to drive for him. And during the heist, it all goes south, and all hell breaks loose. And then they end up hijacking an ambulance and holding hostage a wounded cop and the EMT. A lot of old Michael Bay films, you always see a kind of a staple of his is some upward shot camera angles. You have some of that in here, but also you have some new angles from, especially in the beginning, camera angles from above that would swoop down alongside the buildings, down onto the street. Those are pretty cool. Something different to see. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie from beginning to end. Like I said, it's a roller coaster ride in itself. It's incredible. It is. You just turn your brain off. It's a popcorn movie. You enjoy it for what it is. Although it's mainly an action movie, it's got your typical comedic lines thrown in there. A couple scenes you'll just be laughing your ass off. It's pretty damn good. Now this 4K release comes from Universal, which just come out months later here in 2022. The movie was shot, digitally and has a 4K digital intermediate, HDR10, Dolby Vision. But what can I say? Being shot digitally and then coming to 4K, this thing is rock solid as far as the video presentation. The colors are fantastic. They literally, jump off the screen and slap you across the face. They're very intense. The yellow jackets of the EMTs, the orange coloring on the ambulance, the reds and blues of the cop lights, the crash scene early near the beginning. When they arrive, there's a lot of shit going on, and there's so much color and detail. It's all thrown at you at once, and it's all right there. And it gives you a lot of depth. The bank scene where they're inside, there's some shots. The one guy comes through a door and it's all surrounded. The whole area is all marble wall. And around the doors, the green doors, some gold on. Pretty highly detailed and stands out. I watched this on streaming because it was a movie I really, really wanted to see. And I couldn't wait for it to come out in video. But the streaming, it did fairly look pretty good. Sound, the audio quality streaming sucked ass, so it was very nice to finally get the 4K, as it just blew the streaming presentation away. I know I hate watching streaming, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do if you want to watch a movie bad enough, especially when these new releases come out. They're so expensive. So watching on streaming held me over until I finally got this. As far as differences between the Blu-ray and 4K, very minimal. Some color timing is a little different. Some uptick in detail, but even the Blu-ray, the colors are pretty good, but the 4K presentation definitely gives it a little bit more pop. Some of those shots, you can see the facial details. One shot there's of Gyllenhaal's, the shirt he's wearing. The 4K definitely you can see the detail much better than the Blu-ray. So check out the comparison shots between the Blu-ray and 4K. And we'll come back in a couple of minutes. We'll talk about the audio, packaging, and the bonus. See you in a couple. Now for audio, Universal gave us a Dolby Atmos track again. As usual, I do not have Dolby Atmos, so I'm stuck with 5.1. But that in itself is a killer track. Like the video, the audio is just non-stop beginning to end. The whole gunfight scene at the bank, it'll knock your socks off. I mean, the bullets whizzing around you, the surrounds really kick in. Then you got some, some nice subtle sounds thrown in here and there. The dialogue is nice and clear. Compared to streaming, the dialogue sucked half the time. I couldn't hear what they were saying. And of course, the music score on this, it was done by Lorne Balfe, and it's a very intense music score. It really blends in with all the action and everything going on, and just makes a whole movie feel that much more intense. So a really good solid audio track here. And for the packaging, this actually came with a slip case. Which buy. Standard keep case. It's a 4K and Blu-ray, different artwork on each. Also had a digital code. Now for bonus materials, we have some featurettes. Bayham, Pedal to the Metal, Aerial Assault, Finding Ambulance, Chase Capital of the World, and a tribute to first responders. So another good solid release here from Universal. Like I said, the video presentation will knock your socks off. The audio is going to kick your ass. And overall, it's a great movie in itself. As typical Michael Bay. It's a great action movie. I highly recommend this. For the longest time, this was priced at $30. I got this after Grubb marked it down to $19.99, so I definitely snagged that sale. Right now, it's back up a couple bucks to $21.99 or 98, something like that. Amazon even dropped their price to match as well. So at that price, I highly recommend picking this up. You will not be disappointed. It's a nice balls to the wall action movie. So that pretty much wraps up my look on Ambulance 4K. So please check out my other videos on my channel. Like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. And we'll see you again. Geek out.